The UN General Assembly session opened this month in New York City, and the high-level general debate began this week. That's the annual meeting of heads of state and other government ministers. President Trump addressed the General Assembly and disclosed that before he became president, when he was a real estate developer, he bid on the renovation of the UN building in New York City. He bid $500 million. Now, he was going to put in marble floors, a terrazzo, mahogany walls, but they went a different direction. Now, the cost overruns for them were between $2 and $4 billion, and they got no marble floors when all was said and done. The UN's bad decision then is emblematic of how nothing has changed. How much money does the UN extract now from the United States to fund their bad decisions? What do we get in return? Now, the president spoke about the UN financing an assault on Western countries and their borders. Last year alone, the UN budgeted $372 million for cash payouts to illegal migrants journeying to the southern border of the United States. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards. The president said the UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them, and finance them. Because President Trump took action on the border crisis, for the last 4 months, there have been zero illegal border crossings. Illegal migration is a magnet for human trafficking, such as labor trafficking and child sex trafficking. During the Biden administration, 300,000 children were trafficked into the U.S. The Trump administration so far has located 30,000 and returned the children to their families. But many of them will never be found. I don't have to say why. The president cited data from the Council of Europe stating that 50% of inmates in prison in Germany are migrants. In Austria, 53%. In Switzerland, 72%. The open borders experiment has failed. The countries sending migrants are the ones talking the loudest, passing the largest number of resolutions. Now, they stack the votes against Israel, accuse Israel of genocide. Israel, even after the October 7th massacre in which Israeli babies were cooked alive in ovens. Israeli women were not only raped, but brutalized. Their breasts were hacked off with knives. They were shot with guns in their heads were bashed in until the brains were spilling out. Now, the people who want to free Palestine, that is what they want to set free. In our neighborhoods, our schools. Now, one of the loudest of the Free Palestine crowd is Mahmoud Khalil. Now, he led the student protests at Columbia University during the Biden administration. They were terrorizing Jewish students on campus, preventing Jewish students from going to class. So that Mahmoud Khalil was just ordered to be deported in an immigration court. Now, reason being he lied on his green card application. He committed fraud. And that's a big no-no in U.S. immigration law. To no one's surprise, he's appealing the order. Now, even though he hates America, he wants to stay in America. He accuses America of being racist, just like Israel, allegedly. But he doesn't want to return to his home country of Syria. Now, those Free Palestine folks, what they do is they call America and Israel racist whenever their plans don't work out. They start screaming, globalize the Intifada. It's the same recording over and over again. When they're unhappy, they press play. Now, what they don't seem to realize, which everybody else does realize, is they are responsible for their own unhappiness and failures. They were failing and unhappy in their countries, so they left their countries. Now they're failing and unhappy in our country. Because why? Because of us? Because of whom? Speaking of which, an elected mayor, this individual, Abdullah Hammoud, he's the mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, which is the largest Muslim enclave in the U.S. The controversy involves the county renaming an intersection in Dearborn after Osama Siblani, a supporter of Hezbollah and Hamas, which were designated as foreign terrorist organizations by the U.S. in 1997. So it's not new information. A resident of Dearborn, Christian pastor Ted Barham, goes to a meeting of the city council and the mayor, and the pastor explains to them what most Americans already know. It's inappropriate to name an intersection after a supporter of Hezbollah and Hamas. Not a controversial stance at all. Let's watch the video.
Hezbollah, bombed the embassy in Beirut, and including many Americans. So I just feel it's quite inappropriate.
You are an Islamophobe, and although you live here, I want you to know as mayor, you are not welcome here. And the day you move out of the city will be the day that I launch a parade celebrating the fact that you moved out of the city, because you are not somebody who believes in coexistence.
Such hatred coming off the mayor. We all just watched and heard. He'll throw a parade when the Christian pastor leaves Dearborn. I never thought I would hear a statement like that. And it was during a city council meeting on the record, the official record of the proceeding by the mayor. Now, the mayor has a track record of wanting to free Palestine. He made national headlines last year with an op-ed in the New York Times saying he would mark his primary ballot for the Democratic presidential nomination as uncommitted because Joe Biden allegedly wasn't doing enough to help Gazans who, let's realize, elected Hamas as their government. Because again, some folks blame America and Israel whenever they're unhappy. They go outside and step in dog poop. Israel is to blame, that type of thing. Abdullah Hammoud says if Bibi Netanyahu steps foot in Dearborn, he will have him arrested. Now, that's based on the arrest warrants issued by the International Criminal Court, although the United States is not a party to the ICC and is not subject to ICC jurisdiction. So Mayor Hammoud, a local mayor, a municipal mayor, is following international law rather than United States law. Crazy. Now, all of our enemies on the world stage would have a field day if the U.S. ever joined the ICC. And as we've all heard by now, Zohran Mamdani, Democratic Party nominee for the New York City mayoral race, has announced if he's elected mayor, he'll have Bibi Netanyahu arrested if he sets foot in New York City. Now, despite the fact that the United Nations is in New York City. On a side note, Mamdani's mother is the film director Mira Nair. Now, she's won some awards as a director, but that's not enough for her, apparently, because when you're unhappy, nothing's ever enough. And so what does she do? She blames Israel. Now, this year, Mira Nair had the nerve to request that the Academy Awards exclude Israeli actress Gal Gadot from the ceremony. The nerve. Gal Gadot has a star on Hollywood Boulevard, and lots of folks in Hollywood want to associate with Gal Gadot. Meanwhile, nobody's heard of Mira Nair. America has different standards than where she's from. Uganda, I guess it is. I'm not criticizing Uganda, not at all. Now, they're accepting illegal aliens for deportation from the United States when the illegals claim to be in fear of returning to their home countries. So, very grateful to Uganda. The issue is Mira Nair is top of the heap in the film industry in Uganda, but she's not top of the heap in Hollywood, and she can't blame Gal Gadot or Israel for that. She has to blame her own talent level. Now, if people say you don't have what it takes, most normal people will work on improving in those areas instead of reflexively blaming Israel and America. Now, press play, the recording plays, it's like a tick. They don't want to look in the mirror and do what needs to be done. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe.